So let's move from the politically sublime to the politically say what? The campaign of Georgia's Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker continues to feel, weird and to seemingly real after reports from the Daily Beast alleging that he paid for an ex-girlfriend's abortions back in 2009. Walker currently supports a blanket ban on abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest. He denies the allegations, of course, and NBC News has yet to independently confirm this reporting or review the documents cited in the piece. But the subsequent turmoil could impact Republicans' chances of flipping the crucial Senate seat. Senator Warnock currently leads Walker by 4 points on average, according to 538. Here's what the Peach State's Republican Lieutenant Governor had to say about the current state of that race.
I think this is part of the Donald Trump hangover. We can never get to this place again as Republicans. This is a horrible place for us to be, not just here in Georgia, but in other parts of the country. This should be a layup for us in the House and the Senate, and we should be tracking in 2024 to be able to step up to the plate and put a president forward, a nominated Republican. But yet we continue to have to deal with Donald Trump.
And NBC News has confirmed that Republican Senators Tom Cotton of Arkansas and Rick Scott of Florida will be heading to Georgia to campaign for Walker. Meanwhile, the National Republican Senate Committee is diverting ad spending from the New Hampshire Senate race and injecting it into other states, one of them, of course, the Peach State. So, Reese, do you think Republican Senators Cotton and Scott making their appearances there, pouring money into the race, will have an impact?
Absolutely not. I don't think it will have an impact, because the bottom line is that in addition to being a complete hypocrite, as Herschel Walker has been exposed for, he's unfit. He's incoherent. And these social issue stories, these gossipy, tawdry stories, just really reveal how he's not able to mount any kind of intelligible sentence or coherent, platform. And so it's not just the gossip part, it's the substance and the policy part that's really being highlighted by the issue of these alleged abortions and, the fact that he's had multiple children out of wedlock. So they can come and they need Georgia, but I don't think they're going to get it based on the quality of the candidate that they have in Herschel Walker. But that was their choice to go all in with him to begin with.
Charlie, this rallying the flag around someone like Walker, what do you think is going on here, and what do you think it means for voters?
Well, first of all, it's absolutely crazy that this is even a competitive race because, of course, the idea of Herschel Walker being the United States Senate is absolutely ludicrous. And I do think the cumulative weight of all of this is probably going to be too much. But it is remarkable the degree to which the Republican Party has internalized the Trump-era hypocrisy, that nothing matters. Character is irrelevant. Dana Loesch's soundbite is just sort of, tearing off the mask, where she says, I don't care if, he did all this. I don't care if he paid for these abortions. I want control of the Senate. That is now the party line of national Republicans. I mean, and there's no gloss on it whatsoever. They are just simply counting on, whatever this man does, no matter how unfit he is, no matter how, quite frankly, just, in terms of his ignorance and in terms of his ethics, in terms of the lying, in terms of the hypocrisy, where do you want to start here? But it's all about just winning and power, and the fact that Tom Cotton is going in the wake of these allegations tells you that this hypocrisy is no longer, a glitch in the Republican Party. It's very, very much a feature, and it probably is going to, going ahead. They don't care. And hypocrisy apparently is just no longer a thing in Republican politics. They just don't care.
No, they don't. And it's pathetic that they don't. Charlie Sykes and Reese Colbert, thank you both for being with us. Coming up on Simone, the midterm elections coming down to the wire. I'll take a candidate in Nebraska, take a good look at flipping that Republican seat and hoping to help Democrats keep control of the House. But first, Richard Louie with today's other top news stories. Hey, my man, Richard.
Hey, Michael, good to see you. Some of the stories we're watching for you, Michael, this hour. Today, North Korea fired 2 short-range missiles into its eastern waters again. This is the 9th launch in recent days, according to intelligence, with South Korean officials warning this uptick could signal that their northern Eastern counterpart is closer than ever to resuming nuclear testing. The U.S. says they're consulting closely with allies in the region. And another hurricane, this one named Julia, made landfall this morning in Nicaragua. Life-threatening flash floods and mudslides are expected there and throughout much of Central America. The storm has since weakened to a tropical storm, but is still producing winds up to 70 miles an hour. And meanwhile, residents in Fort Myers Beach, Florida, are returning home for the first time since Hurricane Ian ravaged the state 11 days ago. Ian reportedly caused roughly $67 billion in insured losses from Florida all the way to the Carolinas, making it one of the costliest in U.S. history. So far, 99% of Florida's power has now been restored. More Simone right after this break.